Hello, my name is Andreas Tille. I have frequently spoken on several DebConfs, but the DebConfOnline gives me the chance to realize a dream to speak from outside from my balcony, outside from home. And I like this a lot because when I was not able to attend DebConf and had to watch the stream at home, I was sitting here, and so it's nice to have the DebConf here from this place. So, what about the topic? The topic is about COVID-19 effort on the Debian Med project. And in short, I can say it has a positive effect, but I was told that this doesn't sound so nice. So I will explain a little bit better. Since every crisis has its effects, where some people or organization have a positive effect from every crisis. So it's quite obvious that people who are producing respirator masks or are working on virology and so have some positive effects because their work is needed. And since Debian Med is also working in this field of bioinformatics and epidemiology, we have new challenges due to this crisis. And the project gained a real huge awareness, way more than before. And so we joined the global free software sprint in bioinformatics. This sprint was organized by not only distributors, but also upstream developers of free software in this field. And so we just joined it. Well, to continue my personal introduction, I'm just working in a medical institute in a group of epidemiologists, and so my paid work bumped a lot due to this crisis. And I had a lot of work to do.
Oh, seems to have lost connection.
Yeah, I guess there's some downsides to working outside.
Try to look on IRC.
We've pinged him on RSC. We hope he'll be back any moment now.
That FTP master had a really big effort and was really helpful to get our software accepted. So we have set up a wiki page where all this software was listed, which we introduced in new and which is relevant for COVID-19. And it was amazing for me to see that in less than 24 hours, a lot of our packages got accepted. Usually we have the situation that we are able to push more packages to the new queue than FTP master is able to process, but they wiped out all the lists of packages we uploaded, and it was really helpful. And it goes a big thanks goes to all members to the FTP team who helped us a lot.
Hey, Andrea.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt you. Do you know that you disappeared for a few minutes, like for a significant part of your talk?
Wait a minute. Can you please repeat?
You disappeared for quite a bit during your talk, like over 10 minutes. Yeah, it seems like you disappeared. We tried to get hold of you. We couldn't. It seems like your phone was off as well. So sorry about that, but it seems like it was something on your side. So I'm not sure if your Wi-Fi disappeared.
Okay, should I switch back to, can you give me a keyword where I...
And I can't remember. Let's see if we can get someone from RC to remind us.
So you were talking about how different parts or different people are important to the COVID-19 effort.
Okay, so I will continue there, or I will switch back to the, how much time do we have? Okay, I will think. So we have new contributors to our project, and it was quite challenging to distribute all the tasks we have. And the nice thing was that, well, for me not so nice, but I had to change my own work plan, because the time to distribute all this work amongst the newcomers was really really much. But in my mentoring of the month project, I established the habit to give preference to newcomers all the time, because even if I would do some tasks faster than they, in the end, if I teach people and they come to us, it would be way more. We could do way more work in the whole topic. And this, my habit to give preference to the newcomers and answer their questions quickly was very well perceived, and so we was able to get a lot of people involved successfully. So I really want to say thanks a lot to the big support of FTP Masters, because we had some wiki page where we put all the packages we uploaded to a new queue, and the FTP master picked from there with a high preference, and they were so fast to process our packages, either by accepting them or rejecting them with some issues, that we were not able to fill the FTP queue as usually with our packages, but they wiped out everything. And the big thanks goes to all the FTP masters, and we are really happy about the support, which was so great. In this sprint, we also worked about licensing issues, because my idea was to say, well, we have some upstreams who have very interesting programs that have no free licenses, which cannot be distributed in Debian main, or sometimes not even at all in Debian. And this crisis might be a good point in time to ask them to consider their license. And actually, we were successful in some cases. and we had some fruitful discussions. Some software is pending for free licensing, but it's promising. So also on this field, it was a good effect for Debian Med to tackle the issues in this crisis. Regarding new communications channels, well, usually in Debian Med we communicate about the mailing list, which is our main communication channel. IRC is not really new, but it's not really so much used in our projects. This is also due to my personal habit, but I somehow switched into DebConf mode where I'm reading IRC, and so we have kind of a communication on IRC. We also have kind of I wouldn't say we have established a Telegram channel. There was a Telegram channel which I used between some outreach students, and some people were invited there who also helped there. I do not really like this discussion on Telegram because it's not archived, it's somehow hidden, but sometimes it was quick to do some communication there. And this is an additional means of communication. And what we also established was a daily Jitsi conference. It was very interesting because we had some kind of 5 to 6 people who showed up every day. And this image with the background is the same they have seen from me every day. But there were also some people who showed up on one day and the next day somebody else. And so always new people came in and were interested and somehow stay connected to our project, which is really nice. So also this video conferencing is a valuable thing to do. And we continue with this once a week. So every Friday we are doing video conference about topics in the Debian Med project connected to the COVID-19 effort. Yeah, well, my task was, or what I intended to do in this week of the COVID-19 Debian Med sprint, to develop kind of a new QA tool. We have for sure, we have tracker.debian.org, which is listing the QA features like testing migrations and debCI and so, but we want to have it on one page for each task. So we can people direct to the biology task, epidemiology task, or our newly created COVID-19 tasks. So people have on one image all the QA issues to deal with this and not need to pick single packages. So I didn't finish this, but I at least have a UDD query, which is basically returning all the data which are needed for this. And I started with kind of a web page with it needs more data and needs a better layout and so, but this can be done later. I dedicated the sprint week for this because normal days are usually bug fixing, packaging and so on. I wanted to do something else in this dedicated week. And well, finally we want to do another sprint in mid of June. Another dedicated week, and I hope we can get kind of this engagement of people as well, to get all the people again. Since despite we never finished this official sprint, we are more or less in somehow past sprint mode with a lot of effort done on COVID-19 tasks. The week had gave us way more contribution of, for instance, FTP master is not as active anymore as it was in this week. And so we want to get back this situation one more to solve more things. And then I will also concentrate on such tasks which I usually don't do. So for the last point, the to-dos is, maybe we want to do some kind of quantification of the success in team matrix, which could be a nice topic for another talk where I could prepare some slides and more numbers than just chatting about the things. I want to finalize the QA tool. We want to do more packaging, maybe filling all the remaining gaps in the list for the nanopore workflows. And we also try to keep nagging upstreams for free licenses. Yeah, and maybe you will see an announcement soon about another sprint week, most probably from June 15 to June 22. This is at least the raw plan we have. Yeah, well, this is so far what I wanted to tell with you. And I don't know, I have maybe some more minutes left. Maybe I repeat one of the paragraphs I intended to speak because I was interrupted. But if there are any questions from the audience, I can answer these first. And yeah, maybe I get some response.
So far, I just got the question, what's the castle in the outside, in the background?
This is Castle of Wernigerode. Wernigerode is my hometown. I was not born here, but this is I'm living here since 30 years and I like it a lot. And if you want to come here, I could, you are kindly invited. But as I said, it's a little bit disconnected from the nearest airport is 2.5 hours per train. So yeah, you need to travel a bit. Any other questions? Should I work around with the camera and show a bit more of the wood in the garden and so? Oh, actually not. So, let's see. There was. So I see here the interruption was at 15 minutes, but I hope I repeated. Well, actually, I repost on IRC the link which I was talking about.
So Andrea, I'm butting in with a question that I didn't ask on IRC, but I was wondering what happened with TensorFlow. I know that the Debian Med team also did some work to try to get that into Debian faster. Have they made any progress with that?
Well, we had TensorFlow 1.0 in Debian, but it was in experimental, I think. And we had TensorFlow 2.0 in NewQ, and it was rejected for some reason. And Mozo, who was doing the packaging, gave up for several reasons. And the point which was really lacking for us is the Python support. Mozo was only packaging the C library. And the reason for this was that we don't have the basal packaging system. And Mozo has rewritten the whole build system, but it was too complex for all the Python stuff. And so he just skipped it because he was not needing for his personal work. So the only sensible way to get what we need, so the Python TensorFlow support, is to get the Bazel system, the Bazel build system running. Yeah, and we are now working on the Bazel build system. There are about 6 or 8 Java pre-dependencies needed. I was just checking one of these before I started this talk. I'm not a Java programmer, but the Java team is of great help, and Oleg did also a lot of stuff. He had contact to upstream, to some Google programmers who helped him a lot. He said without their help, there would not really a chance to do anything, but they helped really a lot. And so we are maybe in 2 or 3 months, we will see an upload to new of Bazel. And once Bazel is in Debian, I think it needs some bootstrapping as well. So it's a little bit complex, but I remember the help of FTP Master was so huge, and I'm very positive that this will pass soon. So if you have Bazel, then TensorFlow shouldn't be a problem anymore, right? And once we have TensorFlow, a huge amount of other software will be possible in Debian. And maybe also Bazel is interesting for other stuff. I don't know Bazel, but I have heard there is other stuff that is built with Bazel, which could also be interesting.
I just noticed we've lost Urbek as well, so I'm going to relay some questions from...
No.
Oh, you're back.
No, you didn't.
Okay. Are you going to relay the questions from RC?
Yeah, did you hear from researchers actually using the new packages for work?
Well, researchers are not very verbose about their usage. We have only popcorn numbers. Sorry. And popcorn numbers are pretty low for this kind of special software. A lot of people are using our packages via Ubuntu because Ubuntu is very popular. Probably somebody told them Ubuntu is easy to use. Well, whatever, it's fine because we don't care if, as long as we get some kind of bug reports from Ubuntu, which is the case, we can enhance our software, and so that's fine. But Popcorn is not very reliable on to determine how many people are using it. I can tell that in my institute, it's forbidden to send back any data, so Popcorn is switched off. So this is some packages that are frequently used will not reported via Popcorn, which I know for sure, and it's probably the very same in other institutions. So we don't know. I have some private exchange with scientists who say, "Oh, you are doing a great job," but that's all what we know as feedback.
The question: are there meeting notes for the ITSI calls?
We have only the chat logs. I can send a link on IRC about the chat logs. Wait a minute.
And not
I will
really.
send it later.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I interrupted you.
Yeah. Well, I need to check out where I have these chat logs. It's somewhere.
Yeah, and not really a question, also from IRC. So thank you for your work and for the nice background today.
Yeah. As I said, it was a dream of mine to speak from outside, and this is now real. So here are the Jitsi chat logs. It's not very informative about what we talked about. It's just maybe links we pointed to, and yeah. I agree that it would be better to have more logging, more documentation and stuff. But, there are so many tasks, and we gave the more new packages higher preferences than the more documentation.
I think I'm trying to show this. The link. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Right now I don't see more questions, and we have 9 minutes.
9 minutes. So what I can continue telling something about work in our team. I can, well, the thing is, I'm really happy about the cooperation with the Google Summer of Code students. I have created a list of Debian Med maintained package, which is ordered according to popularity contest and has not yet auto package tests. And so they are working down this list, starting with the most popular packages and writing tests one after the other. This was the original task, and in COVID-19 sprint, I added another list, which is only considering the COVID-19 relevant packages, so they can focus on the actual topic. And I consider this testing very important because we learned a lot about packages that are not working. Oh, I'm offline again. Can you please confirm that you can hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay. And what we are also doing, what is not so obviously connected with the Debian Med team is the Debian R team. We have a lot of packages in R, the GNU R language, and but this is in a separate team, the R package team, which makes some sense because the technique is very unique over all R packages. And this is also interesting because 2 years ago, I personally was suffering from not COVID-19, but influenza. And so I did something else. I did something what was really necessary, and I wrote a script which created R packages automatically, and not only the package, but also the whole dependency tree. And this helped now a lot. So also this illness helped now to make things more efficient. So people are wondering how I can create 20 packages in a row, but this script is creating all the Git repositories for all the dependencies, and I just need very few manual tweaks, and then I can upload the package. So it happened that I uploaded 22 packages on one day, which is not so amazing as it sounds because it's all done automatically. So we have kind of productivity in the Debian R team, and there is one person who's it is Dylan Aisi, who is basically doing most of the work, which I've done formally in this team. We had done a great job for the R4 transition, which was in the 10 days ago. It was a high phase of the R4 transition, and we had managed to transit about 1,000 packages in 1 week or so. This was really cool, and a lot of epidemiology packages and bioinformatics packages are also there and are also listed in our COVID-19 sprint. So if you are interested in GNU R, you find a lot of packages, and if you send us a mail to the Debian R list, I need this package, then we can either teach you how to build it because it's so simple, or we can do it really quickly. Yeah, what else I can do? Any more questions about this?
Seemingly not. And 5 minutes.
5 minutes left. I can keep on talking about the nice image. We have also nice wood. I have people in Germany. We say if you work from home, it's in German English called home office. This sounds strange to English native speakers because there's a Ministry of Inner Affairs in Great Britain, but yes, in Germany we say home office, but I turned it into nature office. I found a place in the woods where I can sit very comfortably. Internet coverage is sufficient, but an even better place is where there is no internet coverage. I can tell you I was very efficient there because you are not distracted from anything. You can concentrate on your work a lot without any emails incoming, without IRC. And so this is kind of very interesting. So I can recommend go to Nature Office if you have it around. You are not in a danger to get infected by somebody. You have fresh air, strengthen your immune system. So this is very healthy. I can really recommend it. And my place is a perfect place for this. Yeah, but yeah, so far, I think this is basically what I want to say.
Okay, now I have one last question.
Okay.
A lot of volume of Debian is adapting packages to Debian policy and the rest of the system. What are the trade-offs you've noticed balancing this against all the automated packages where you don't have time to do that sort of thing?
Well, I've seen another package, so I had to answer this. Adapting R packages to Debian policy is very easy. They are policy compliant because when you fetch something from rcran, they are either perfectly fitting into policy or they have an error also on rcran, and you can go to the maintainers and fix this. We have the other thing is the Java packaging, which is usually in conflict with the Debian policy because the Java style of dealing with things is including binary jars, which is totally in contrast of the policy, and so we need to do a lot of work. This is the reason why we are so fast in issuing R packages and so slow in issuing Java packages, but it needs to be done anyway. And so I'm very happy about any help with Java packaging. We need Java programmers. We can also, it's very helpful if even people who never heard about bioinformatics and medicine. This is what I forgot to say because usually if I'm at DebConf and in the title is medicine or biology, the auditorium is mostly empty. But if I leave out the title and find some other crazy title, the auditorium is usually filled. So we are not biologists only, we are not medical persons only, we need packagers and competent people in programming. So if Java programmers can join us, this would be really helpful. So, and now I see another further question on IRC, sufficient internet connection in the German woods. Doesn't it make sense? Well, the German woods, and there are even German places in Germany which are not wood but villages and so are not very good covered with internet connection. I can tell you from personal experiences, I was traveling by train from Berlin to the Baltic Sea. And when leaving Berlin, I was sometimes in the train half an hour without internet connection. Just the railway stations had internet connection. So it's, it could be better, but yes. Okay.
Yeah, okay. We're out of time. So thank you for your talk.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure to talk to you.